This is episode number 170 of the Middle Country Public Library podcast. Hello and welcome. I'm Sal DiVincenzo, joined as usual by my fabulous colleagues, Sarah Fade
Hi.
and Nicole Rambo.
Hello.
And we have a movie chat. Why not, right?
Yeah.
Sarah, you were the one who spun the wheel.
Yes. I like how the wheel is so great because it takes the pressure off of us.
It does.
Because it was really like anxiety inducing to pick a movie and then have you two sit here and rip it to shreds. And by you two, I mean Sarah. And you just like spill your heart. You're like, this is my favorite movie. And Sarah's like, not that great. And you're like, okay. So this like takes all pressure off. It's like, not me. It's the wheel.
It's the wheel. The wheel.
So now Sarah can go to town.
I didn't have any anxiety. I could pick movies for you guys all the time. You're like, you don't like it? Meh.
Yeah.
You're like, I have a movie for you to watch.
I know. I feel like I directed it. Like it's my movie. I'm like, just like it.
So to explain what choices did you put in the wheel?
Okay, so I put in movies that we had in the library off of our new release list.
Okay.
Not the new release because we want our patrons to be able to take them out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So this is the older new release list.
So there are probably copies available for.
Oh yeah, sure.
listeners.
It's like compiled. I think of like the last 3 months or something like
Okay.
that of our new release titles.
Great.
It chose. The wheel has spoken. And I had a preference. I was like, oh, I hope it goes on this, and it didn't because I have no luck. It landed on a movie called
I like how honest you are, though. I would have been like, yep, that's the one.
No, I think I even took a screenshot of it too because I was like, trust me.
Yeah.
I was like, I keep on spinning to like that one, but Dreamland, one word.
Okay.
2019 drama thriller starring Margot Robbie and Tom Ackerley and a few other people that are really not no name.
Excuse me, Finn Cole is a name if you like Peaky Blinders.
Oh, see, I didn't watch
You'll
that.
recognize him.
I had no idea that guy
Who
was
is
English.
Finn Cole?
Eugene. He's the main character.
Oh, Eugene. Oh.
He's Peaky Blinders. He's Michael.
Yeah, so
I guess not. We're a big Eugene fan.
Well, I gotta tell you, not to jump the gun here, but the fact that he, this takes place in Texas, and he did the accent really well.
Yeah,
For
and
for
Margot
English
Robbie,
guy.
who's like Australian, right?
yeah,
true.
she's a
Yeah.
Oh, really? I laughed at her accent because I feel like that's her accent in Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, it was. She was giving Harley Quinn vibes off of that for sure. Yeah.
And I have to say, I can't do it now because I can only do it after I like immediately hear it. But I replicated her accent spot on, and I'm like, all you have to do is like turn down your mouth and talk like a little bit lighter than normally would talk, and it was amazing. I was like, I could be in this role if I looked like her.
So we all did not see this movie before the wheel ended on it. Sarah, tell us, what is this movie about?
Okay, so this is from a simple search online. It says it's very quick, right? Very very concise. But he's not a bounty hunter, so I don't know why they say this. But a teen bounty hunter is torn between helping or capturing a seductive fugitive bank robber hiding in his small town during the Great Depression. And we can all imagine which one he chooses.
Yes. So so this takes place in the 30s in Texas during the Dust Bowl times.
That looks scary.
Which was scary looking.
Wait, it is in Texas? Why did I say
Yeah,
Bismarck? I thought Bismarck was in like.
Well, I thought this. Yeah, no, I did.
I didn't get Texas vibes. I
Really?
got more Midwest.
Midwest, yeah, because he said Bismarck like a couple times in the beginning.
It was very
it is Midwest,
generalized.
Yeah, generalized. yes.
Yeah. Dust Bowl. There was like all these
Yes.
big dirt
So
sandstorms
in the
and stuff.
1930s, they I looked into it because I was like, is this true? Is this really happening? Does this really happen this way?
What?
Dust Bowl?
Those dust
Oh,
storms.
yeah,
and whatnot.
yeah.
I looked it up too because I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that exactly how it looks? And it is.
Yeah.
So it's the great, I guess, the plains, right? The
Mhm.
plains area in the 30s. They, I guess now looking back, hindsight's 2020. They improperly farmed the land
Mhm.
and they took all the moisture out supposedly.
Is that how it's
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
they created the
and they
Dust
kind of
Bowl?
created that
Mm.
situation where
Oh.
Yeah, so
That
there's like
stinks.
walls of sand.
That's crazy. It did look pretty.
Now, I've actually been in a dust storm because I used to live in Phoenix and in Scottsdale.
Is it like that?
It is not as
Dramatic?
dramatic. No, it's not as.
Did you have to wear like a scary
no,
mask?
Oh yeah.
No.
They're like goggles that they put on.
Yeah,
What the
goggles and like
heck?
that. Yeah. No, it's kind of like a wall of sand, and the thing is you see it coming from far away, like you have time to
Did you do like the weird? I would have been that idiot that just stands there squinting. Going, what is that? And then I'm dead.
yeah.
What
Well,
is that?
I'll tell you. Incidentally, it arrived. I'm trying to think. It arrived on the day. I think we were there maybe for a few days because it arrived on the day that our moving truck came. So the moving truck had to. I was sharing a moving truck, so it dropped off the first stop, and then on the way to the second stop, I looked and I'm like, "What is that over there? That's kind of strange." Because
You'd be dead right next to me.
it
Going,
almost,
"What is that?"
yeah, exactly. It kind of looked like someone had drawn up like a curtain of tannish color, and I'm like, "What is it?" And it came closer and closer, and I'm like, "Oh, this must be one of those dust storms."
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and it kind of like it literally is that type of thing where it goes whoosh, like from one end to the other. And a little bit of rain in there, kind of weird kind of thing, a little lightning, and yeah. Anyway, so so you looked it up too, Sarah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
wow, that's
Yeah.
frightening. I'm like, why doesn't everybody leave to go to California?
Yeah.
When his friend was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to California, and I'd be like, I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss the dust. I can't go.
So what'd you think?
Oh, silly. It was like, I liked that it was trying to be artsy, but it was trying to be too artsy. And it was like, it was weird because I'm like, the subject doesn't really call for being artsy. So I'm like, it's like and the premise was dumb. And she was just like, yeah, I love you. And I'm like, yeah, you really love Eugene, who's like, 13 going on 25.
Yeah.
Sure you do, Margot. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, the whole thing. The whole time I was like,
Yes, Sarah's description of the movie. I was like, and it was like, and I was like, yeah.
But you guys agree with me with those noises. I know you do. 'Cause you probably had the same exact thoughts at the same time I did, going, I know it's all did.
So you were unhappy that the wheel landed on this movie.
Well, I didn't know what to expect. I like Margot Robbie, so I was kind of hoping it would be better than it was. I really had no clue what to expect, so
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean, to get a little more deep into the
yeah.
into the I guess and spoiler alert, into the plot here. So obviously every person in this movie is in a bad way. This is the Depression era, I mean, there's it's completely destroyed. They're all farmers. They have no crops.
Except for Eugene's dad.
Yeah. He's a
Eugene's-
cop or a detective.
Yeah.
His stepdad
Stepdad,
Yeah,
right.
stepdad.
is a detective with the sheriff's department there, and obviously the news is that this woman was part of a robbery where a police officer and a child got shot, and there's all this questions: was it that kind of thing, and this character Eugene. Was he really 25?
No,
And
he's
she knew.
17.
He said he was 25. Oh, he said 17.
They say the
say
sister
17.
says
The
that.
sister
Did you watch
17.
this movie?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like
I don't like voiceovers at the beginning. I totally was like after the first sentence because it starts off with the little sister.
So yeah, the little sister's
and I was
narrating
like,
it.
oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little sister's narrating it, and so this is stepfather. The father left, evidently went to the Gulf of Mexico, and
Quote unquote.
quote unquote found God, whatever. I kind of not.
He got away from the dust. He's not
Yeah.
dumb.
I know.
Yeah. So
He's also a raging alcoholic.
yeah, so yes, so Eugene
He's
always.
no dummy.
I think Eugene wanted an excuse to leave for the longest time. So that's the story. And this, Margot Robbie's all, she's fluttering her eyes and doing the whole sultry.
Well, she got shot in the
with
robbery.
the bullet in the whole leg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got a bullet in the leg.
That old move.
Yeah.
That's how I get him.
Yeah.
So I
Remove my bullet, please.
He just holds
Yeah,
all
it's like
your leg.
literally.
Your leg is just covered in holes and scars.
You like it, don't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, Sal.
It's okay. It was like that, though. It really was like that. I mean, it's...
And he liked it. So
it got him.
Yeah.
Well, he was a young kid, and he
Listen.
like wanted to live an outlaw life. So this
Did he,
was-
though?
He was reading those books. He was stealing.
I guess
he was
that's true.
Sal,
Yeah,
did you watch the movie?
No, I just...
No.
I
No,
did.
I
I
didn't.
swear to you, I did. I swear to you, I did. I swear. I paid for it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I paid for
Right?
the
Did you
movie.
do the 99-cent
The
rental?
99-cent
me
rental,
too.
I
yeah.
Yeah. So no, but and I know you're going to disagree, Sarah.
Oh,
I felt like this movie should have been maybe a half hour longer
Ugh.
why?
What?
For
because I
what
Do
part?
what?
The hotel part. That should have been expanded upon.
Oh my god, that was too long. That was
that was the strangest
that was so strange.
cinematography I've ever seen in my entire
And
life.
the thing is, I liked it. I liked what was happening in the front part. I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. This is different. Like you get what's going on, but it's not like so much, and it's like
Yeah.
interesting." And all of a sudden, they just throw that out the window. I'm like, "Okay,"
Yeah.
but it was too long. They should have kept it shorter. Then
Yeah.
it was so long of that frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
And to just totally
So let's
Yeah.
really quickly explain the scene.
Yeah.
This is basically the quote unquote sex scene of the movie, which, as Nicole is describing, the first part of this, which is not anything, it's just literally a discussion between two people,
yeah.
is an offset camera shot where you only see him.
Mhm.
She's in the shower. Every now and then you see her elbow.
Right.
Mhm.
And it takes like 6 minutes or 7 minutes to get to the actual act, I guess. We'll say.
The actual awkwardness.
Yeah, and it's a very
And I
awkward
was like,
scene.
they're in a hotel room with a bed,
I know.
right? That's what I said. I was like, what? Like, let's just.
Yes. Yeah, the scene takes place in the bathroom
And
in
I
the
was like,
shower. yeah.
okay, because
It's,
that's too much.
and for our listeners, not explicit.
No.
Not explicit at all.
No.
It's, there's nudity. There's
Yeah.
a little bit of
Brief-
nudity.
yeah, but
brief
nothing-
nudity, but nothing. It's
Yeah.
not an explicit scene at all.
No.
It's just the build up to it,
It's weird.
which is very, very strange.
And, or like maybe they could have moved, like they could have started the conversation in one part and then moved themselves to the other
Yes.
part, but it was like
Yes.
so long of one thing, and as interesting as it was or as different as it was, you can't maintain that. Like it still loses interest eventually. I thought the pacing of the movie was slow.
Yeah.
So what is this extra half hour? What would
Yeah.
you do?
I thought okay, so this is my extra half hour would have been maybe establishing more of a relationship between Eugene and Anne. That was her name, right? Anne
Allison.
Wells.
You did not watch this movie.
I
And
did.
honestly, for someone who didn't, you're doing pretty good. but-
Allison Wells. Allison Wells. I did watch. I swear to you, I watched this movie.
I don't believe it.
I swear I did.
I mean, I wouldn't judge you if you didn't.
No, I did, and I mean, I'll be honest and say I watched it over 2 nights. I did
Okay.
not watch the
Wow.
whole thing. I watched 45 minutes one night and 45 minutes the second
Oh,
night.
that's why you're okay with adding a half hour. Because if you watched it in one sitting, you'd
Yeah.
be taken away
Yeah, well-
45 minutes.
You've been like, yeah, okay, a minute
just-
off of the dust scene.
It kind of
A minute
happens
off
really.
of this dust scene.
Her. I mean, she's obviously in love with her.
And that spoon guy with no spoons, what was he doing?
Yeah, that
Oh, the
was
leg guy?
terrible. That
I was like,
terrible.
okay, this is entirely way too long.
That's
Yeah.
it. I just
Having
think that was a big problem with
Yeah.
the movie. It was just, these scenes were too long. They could have
Yes.
edit.
For the sake of being artsy,
Right.
for the sake
Yeah.
yes, rather than moving the story forward.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm not saying that they couldn't have added bits in, but
Yeah.
I think that they should have edited bits out
Yes.
and then put in
This reminded me, and I always go back to this with movies. This reminded me of when, and sorry to bring Star Wars up again, but when Anakin Skywalker,
Me apologizing.
when,
Nicole.
when Anakin Skywalker turns from Anakin to Darth Vader,
Okay.
the internalization, the whole thing, literally takes like 45 seconds. Like it's like, I can't, it's not the Jedi way, and it's like, you will be Darth Vader. It's like, yes, my master. Literally, that's how long it takes. And I felt like her going from obviously being in love with the person who robbed the bank with her, this guy,
Yeah.
who
Which she
ends
did.
who ends up dying.
Yeah. Perry?
Oh, you don't know it? Maybe you didn't watch the movie. No.
He was in it for 2 seconds.
Yeah. To go from that, which was just days before, to quote unquote falling in love with this.
But I don't
didn't
think she
fall in love.
did.
don't
She
think so?
wanted to get to Mexico.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no.
No.
So he's in
Yeah,
a
did you
terrible way.
see Eugene or did you watch it with your eyes closed?
No, well,
Did you see like the guy she was with?
I know.
And then Eugene who's 17 and like,
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene was pretty ripped for a 17-year-old.
Think so? I was like,
That's because he worked the.
he was.
They worked the fields.
When you're going against that wind,
Yeah.
that dust.
Could I work out?
So, what'd you think of it, Nicole?
I know. I said what I thought. I thought the idea was fun. I thought it was interesting, but too long. I think it could have been edited. But I did think it was like all the other movies. They've been very pretty.
Yeah, it was a very nice looking movie.
Yeah, and I liked like when they would like quick cut to like the water and stuff like that. Like I like that. I thought it was trying, but I think sometimes movies like this just show you how hard it is to make movies, which sounds like an ignorant statement, but like it is. You know what I mean? Like how really difficult it is because you could see that like they had really good bits, but like it's hard to really bring it together to make a good movie that you sit there and you're like that was good. Like I don't know.
I'll tell you the one character I did like in this film.
Mom,
The little girl.
No, the father, the stepfather.
Oh, I'm
you like
sorry.
him?
I would have like that scene. Okay, so this is a huge spoiler alert where he burns the evidence for the girl,
Yeah.
and then it costs his stepfather
his
his
job.
job. In the time of a depression.
Yeah.
I was waiting for a huge beatdown, and I'm
And
like,
it
oh,
wasn't.
he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
No.
Except
That's why
his big punishment was you leave the door open.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why.
what?
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's why I liked him.
yeah, and he didn't even shoot him at the end.
No, he didn't want him to be
Yeah.
hurt or anything
Yeah.
like that. And
After he shot him.
Yes, so
Yeah.
Eugene shoots his stepfather in the leg,
Yeah, what a jerk.
Yeah,
and he still did not. He
Yeah.
told the other guys, "Don't shoot him. Put your
Yeah.
guns down and everything like that."
yeah.
There was just something very surprising about that because I really thought, like Sarah says, I
Yeah.
thought he was getting a beating.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be upset.
Especially the way that like they played it off in the beginning, how like where's Eugene and you gotta get a job or you gotta
Right.
go.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they don't like each other. or
Right.
I think,
whatever.
I think he really. This is what I think. I think that he loved his wife and he loved his
Yeah.
daughter so much, and it was so important that Eugene be a part of the family. Obviously, part of
Yeah.
the family and everything. He wanted to take care of him.
If you think about it, it's not insane to ask your grown son to get a job.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but the way he says it and everything, yeah, like you do think he's going to be a jerk, but then he turns out to really not be.
Yes,
that bad.
no.
Yeah.
He's the actor who's in that Viking show.
He saved him.
Quite the set of eyes. They're like
Yeah.
piercing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't like
I
his-
was too distracted by that hairdo.
I was gonna just
Oh,
say that,
yeah.
Sarah. That
I was like,
haircut. I
huh?
did not like that haircut. That
Yeah,
was a
no, it's
strange
horrible
haircut.
haircut,
Yeah.
yeah.
His eyes
All right, so you can tell by our lethargic description of this film that is probably going to be a no from the three of us.
Yeah.
But
Unless you really
Unless-
love Margot Robbie.
she's all right.
That's the
I know.
only
I'm like, it's pretty.
I was just
Yeah.
For me, it would be
If
if,
you like
if you like
cinematography.
cinematography. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, Margot Robbie probably saved a couple of stars, points on
Yeah.
this movie and
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes. I would say
it
that.
did not just so
No,
you
it
get
didn't do
No,
that.
yeah.
It got
So-
hold on.
Yes.
I wonder what other people say.
It got a 59%.
Yeah, which is kind of like
Actually,
on the
that's not
edge.
bad,
It's
yeah.
a mixed review. It's
Yeah.
it's on the edge.
Google users, 73% of them liked it.
Wow.
But they probably just like Margot Robbie.
No, she's a great actress. I thought Finn, what's his name?
Finn Cole.
Finn Cole was a great actor. I thought
Mhm.
the acting was good. I just felt like the story didn't really do it for me.
Yeah, it's too long. It was
Yeah.
missing something.
I like that little girl.
Yeah.
And the little
She
girl
was
good.
cute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
little girl was
I
cute.
was every time she was in a scene, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
wish
And I
had a
thought
little
she was
sister.
I thought something was gonna happen to her,
Mm,
but then I realized no, she can't because she's the narrator,
right.
Yeah.
the adult voice of the girl's narrator. So,
Yeah.
all right, Sarah, 1 to 10, what do you give Dreamland?
4.
Yeah.
Okay, you 4.
Four,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I would have given it an extra point if he had actually ended up shooting her at the end, and then taking the $10,000.
Oh, that would have been a turn.
Or
I
he-
almost think it would be better if it was a comedy or something. Like I think that might work.
Well,
Like
that
if it
would have
was
been
like
like Screwball kind of a little bit.
it's like I don't know.
Or
it's like
dramedy
weird-
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, there was no real
Yeah.
funny parts
No,
No.
or anything. There was no, which I mean, like obviously
there was no
but,
joy.
like,
There was
yeah,
no joy.
it was like
in those
yeah, it
scenes,
was depressing, beginning to end.
Yeah.
which is not great.
So I looked it up. So $10,000 was the bounty on this woman.
Yeah.
in today's money is about $188,000.
Oh, okay.
So she was offering him $20,000 to get
Yeah.
him, but you know she was going to shoot him when she got to Mexico.
Yeah.
I said she didn't have that money.
Yeah.
She was
They
going to.
spent the less money on that hotel room. Like, yeah, she is.
Yeah.
That was the cringiest part, by the way, is the second bank robbery. First of all, I think it's the same bank she went back to rob the second time.
Oh, really?
It
Or they
kinda
just
looked like
reused the set.
They
Yeah.
probably reused that,
Yeah.
maybe. But that whole, it just like, it went from being like.
That's where it was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was kind of
Yeah.
crazy and kind of like typical and stereotypical madcap
Yeah.
bank robbery.
Yeah.
And then, again, spoiler alert.
That was very Harley Quinn.
Eugene-
That's where her Harley Quinn I
Yes.
thought really came out.
Eugene shoots someone who pulls a gun on her.
Yeah.
Like shoots him in the head. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just really dramatic. And that's to the last 15 minutes of the movie. It's just
And
like,
you almost think, well, actually, I would say you almost think that maybe she does like him. Actually, let me change my tune now that I'm thinking of it.
okay,
As soon as he got out of that car, she could have just kept going.
that's true. Yeah.
And she didn't.
No.
She like stayed in the meadow. She kept trying to reason with him and trying to get him to come, even like knowing full well they
Yeah.
were like on their way.
And she actually offered herself. She said, "Listen,
Yeah.
you can turn me in and
yeah,
take the."
maybe she did like him.
It's like
No.
choose your bird.
She died. She had to have liked
right?
him.
She said, "Choose
She
your."
didn't want to die. It's not like she like.
No, but she did. She did. Apparently, Sal did watch the movie because she did offer.
Because she knew he wasn't going to. She just wanted him in the car. She didn't want to be alone.
I don't know.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
because she said she had some. I guess the deepest part of it, she's like, choose your burden. She said it at the beginning
Yeah.
of the movie. And she said at the end of the movie, choose it. You want the burden of turning me in and knowing that you can't have me anymore,
Yeah.
or do you want the burden of not turning me in and knowing that I did all these bad things and I might do more bad things, and you'll be burdened
And you'll
with
be, with
being
me now.
with me
Yeah.
and stuck, in this life.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
that's
I
interesting.
don't know. Maybe she
Right.
did.
Okay, maybe it is a good movie.
Maybe,
No,
no,
okay.
no, it's not. A good movie.
All right, folks. So there is our movie chat on Dreamland. It is available here at the library if you want to give it a shot. And if you disagree with us,
Right.
you should email us and
Yes.
let us know. It's podcast@mcplibrary.org, or go to our Podbean page, mcplpodcast.com. Sign up for our free account and use the comment feature to interact with us. So that'd be very cool. That's also where you'll see our older episodes or older movie chats. So thank you so much for listening. For Sarah Fade and Nicole Rambo, I'm Sal DiVincenzo. We'll see you on the next show.